Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jace and Dedeker, how are we doing today?
We're doing great.
Good.
I'm feeling good. Glad to get to the end of the working day and getting to kick back with all y'all.
Kick back with some drinks and some Bible.
Yeah, it's the best way to end a day.
It is
telling you.
the perfect way to end the day. Here we are.
Or to begin the day, because the times that I'm in Asia, this is how I begin my day sometimes.
That's
is
true.
by kicking back with some drinking and some Bible. And let me just tell you, my day is pretty much useless after that.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to say, I'm ready to, take a nap after this or, sit down and watch a film, but not do work. No.
Yeah, the
no,
times that I'm in Asia, I pretty much have to move my work schedule around so that drunk Bible study days, they're just my days off.
Yeah.
That becomes a weekend.
It becomes a weekend day in the middle of the week, essentially.
That's what I did, when I was in Shanghai as well. It was on my days off, and that's it. I couldn't sing for 8 hours after that, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, I certainly can't, work with clients talking about their most vulnerable things and expecting me to give them advice after I've been drinking and reading the Bible.
You're
I'm just
I don't know what
not
you should
the right
do.
hedspace for this.
Yeah.
Not the right headspace for this.
You're like, well, I've got a story for you. A parable, if you will.
Let me tell you about relationships.
Here's some terrible ones. Alrighty.
But it is nice to be here at the end of the day, using the Bible and some drinks and some good friends to kick back and relax.
I agree.
I feel like last time what did we talk about last time?
It's a great question. Was it more censuses?
No, I don't think there were any more censuses.
Okay, well, I know
there were more numbers.
Yes, there were more numbers because it was about who takes care of what pieces of the tabernacle.
Yes, thank you
and
for
how
jogging my memory.
Yes.
Right, and this was the one too where we had some confusion about sealskin and how they were getting a hold of that in the desert.
Right,
and then it maybe wasn't actually sealskin. I think we talked about that in the bonus.
And also about the priests collecting money from everybody.
Yeah, they collected
all their firstborn.
They collected what I thought was a lot of money, but it actually wasn't that much. In the grand scheme of things, even for back then, I feel like it wasn't that much money. But
oh right, because basically everyone in the tribe of Levi became the servants of the priests, and they were the ones who had to move the tabernacle, and that they were a substitution for all the other tribes not having to give their firstborn into the service of the priesthood, except there was a remaining balance, right?
Yes,
that's why
then they had to pay.
So they were like, you got to pay up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. What are we all drinking?
Well, I am having a Henry Weinhardt's bottled orange cream soda mixed with a little bit of vodka in it. And okay, I don't really like orange soda, but this orange cream soda is the most delicious thing I've had in quite a while.
Yum.
It does taste like someone just stuck an orange creamsicle into my cup and let it melt, and now I'm enjoying it.
That sounds great.
Added carbonation and vodka
and also vodka, yeah.
The huge.
Yeah, I proposed making this drink, and Dedeker was like, well, how does it taste? I'm like, you mean this orange cream soda? She's like, yeah, how is it? I was like, no, it's really good. Because I had one the other day just by itself. I was
it's so
holy
good.
shit, this is good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're drinking that too?
No, I'm having, there was only one left. So.
Well, how kind you gave it to her.
Yeah. I'm having a Henry Weinhardt's root beer with spiced rum in it.
Oh,
so
wow.
We're still on the same sort of genre of drink, but with a different liquor and a different soda.
Nice.
And I'm having a rosé. It's an organic rosé. Quite nice from work. Bought a bottle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See, that's really nice. The nice thing about working at a restaurant is that I can be like, hey, will you sell this to me for cheap? And they'll be like, sure. So
Yeah.
then I, get a really, really cheap bottle of wine or a pack of beer or something for quite cheap. So
You've
loving
got your
it.
like black market liquor situation there at your restaurant.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's good.
Wow, I love that. Back when I worked at a salon, I used to be able to do that with hair products.
Oh.
But I feel like alcohol
That's
would be an
pretty
even
good.
better deal.
See, back when I worked at a comic shop, I used to do that with World of Warcraft trading cards.
Oh, wow.
Maybe less useful
Maybe
in
less
the grand scheme of things and in the economy, but I really enjoyed it at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're continuing on with Numbers chapter 5 and 6. Only 2 chapters today.
Again.
And I know, just 2 chapters. Well, next week is only 1 chapter.
Whoa.
But it's almost 90 verses long.
Whoa. Okay.
So next week is going to be
30.
one,
30.
one super long chapter.
Wow.
Yikes. Wow.
Amazing.
So
Goodness.
prepare ye the way. I don't know. Anyway, we want to remind all of our listeners at home to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
And you can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, we are on to Numbers 5. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper and everyone who has an issue, any issue at all." Any issue.
It's not that kind of issue. As funny as
Oh,
that
you mean
sounds.
The gross kind of issue.
like
Like
a what is it? It's some sort of secretion or something.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yikes! Yikos. Okay.
I don't like it.
So everyone who has an issue, a single issue or multiple issues, and
Although I do appreciate this idea of like, if you got drama, we don't want it here. Get out.
yeah, exactly, like, put them out of the camp. Well, this is interesting too. They're saying, put them out. Wait, okay. Command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper and everyone who has an issue, and whoever is unclean by the dead. Both male and female shall you put out outside of the camp, shall you put them, that they not defile their camp in the midst of which I dwell.
So my question is, was this they're just exiled and
Well, that's
screw
my
'em?
question
or,
as
or
well.
is this like
Yeah.
we'll keep them around, but they have to, but like while they're sick or while they're issuing or while they're working with the dead, they can't be inside the camp. They can be next to it, but they can't actually be in it.
Well, yeah,
That's my
I don't know.
question.
That's also my question is that, like, do they, the entire camp moves as a unit and they do it in this, like, very systematic way, as we've learned, and do all of these lepers and issued people, do they, like, walk around them in, like, a big old circle, or do they walk, like, 25 paces behind everyone else? Like, what's going on here?
Maybe. I mean, I would assume that it's like if you have to be outside the camp, like you're not going to have a good time just in the desert. Like you're probably going to die.
I'm
So it
assuming.
would still seem like your best chances of survival are to stay close to the camp. Like maybe there's people who would deliver food or something. Like maybe there's some sense of charity, but
That would be
you just
nice
can't
of them.
You just can't be all up in that camp.
Well, and we had all those instructions before about how one could then be deemed clean again.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Is
So it
clearly
must
it's
be-
like maybe your
yeah.
issue clears up, and
Clear
then
up
you got to
that
do
issue.
the ritual sacrifices to make sure you're clean again. And whoever's unclean by the dead, that means, I mean, maybe there's people who work with dead bodies
Yeah.
in general, or if it's like you had to handle a dead body of a family member or something recently,
Yeah,
and so
your
you're unclean for a certain
husband
amount of
died,
time.
and you had to get him out of
So
the...
you got to go hang out with the lepers, I suppose, and
Jeez. Well,
just have a little party. Yeah.
did we talk about that? Is it leprosy? Is that a contagious thing?
It is,
Very.
yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think even today we found that people don't exactly know how it's transmitted. It's like we know surprisingly little about it. It's very
Yeah.
weird.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like this 2,000 or 2,500-year-old thing.
Oh, I bet you it's probably much older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, the children of Israel did so and put them out outside of the camp. As Yahweh spoke to Moses, so did the children of Israel. Wait, they were talking to each other at the same time?
What? No. As Yahweh like commanded Moses, the children of Israel did that thing. I think is the nuance.
Like in the
there.
manner
As
in
Yahweh
which
spoke to
he
Moses, so
commanded,
did.
not
Oh, I
as
see.
he
They
was doing
did
it.
Emily,
this
it's
thing.
very clear.
Yeah, okay. I see that now. Obviously, it's so obvious. Okay. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel when a man or woman commits any sin that men commit, so as to trespass against Yahweh, and that soul is guilty, then he shall confess his sin which he has done, and he shall make restitution for his guilt in full, and add to it the fifth part of it." Whoa, okay, what?
So adding interest.
20%.
Yeah, 20%. So it's like
But this says any sin. So what? Like if you commit adultery, then you have to add 20% interest to that adultery? What are we talking about here?
well, possibly. I feel like a lot of the laws, either it's straight up they have to be killed, or it's like straight up you need to pay for the cost of this woman that you committed adultery with and extra. Or, yeah, because it's like a lot of the laws have been like, if you accidentally kill someone else's sheep or you steal it or whatever, like you have to pay back not just the sheep, but an extra 20% of sheep. Or an extra 20% of the value.
You have
of
to
the
pay
sheep.
the sheep back for taking it.
That's
Here,
not what I
sheep.
meant.
I know, but I like how you said it.
No. You have to pay back the owner. To the sheep, you at least have to give an apology, written preferably.
I'm sorry for taking you. Okay.
And it has to be 20% longer than you think it needs to be.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So add to it the fifth part of it and give it to him in respect of whom he has been guilty.
That was not English.
Sure, it was.
It was a
Give it to him in respect of whom he has
been guilty. Like,
Well, like he needs to pay back the person that he wronged.
I that's what I assumed.
Yes.
Yeah, but come on.
This English is nuts.
it's basically like Matrix Reloaded. Like how that movie is so unbelievably, like it's trying to say like fairly simple things, but it does it in such a convoluted fashion that you just sit there and you're like, what am I watching here? I'm sorry, I just watched this over the weekend.
Is that the second or the third?
The second
Matrix
one.
movie?
The third one is
the second one,
far
the one with
less
the orgasm
esoteric.
Kick?
What?
The one with the orgasm kick is the second one.
Yeah.
I literally have not seen that movie since I was maybe 15, 16.
I wouldn't
in movie
recommend
theaters.
rewatching it.
No, it doesn't hold up well.
Oh no! There are PlayStation 3 games that look better than that thing does.
Oh,
I
dear.
promise you.
Actually, you know what? Honestly, I feel like I even remember that at the time that I saw that film. Because I remember that big fight with Neo and like the billion agent Smiths or whatever.
Yeah,
and I do remember even
he
noticing
walks
them
on
being
their
like,
faces is all that I'm going to
rough.
say to you. It's really
little
bad.
rough. Can you explain to me again how this is like the Matrix Reloaded?
All I'm saying is that they have like 50 different scenes in the Matrix Reloaded about like all of these really heady, things about the Matrix and about what's going on, and it's kind of hard to follow. But, when you really think about it, they're saying fairly simple things, but just in a really convoluted fashion. So I'm saying that is the Bible. So the Bible is the Matrix. And
no, I think you would not be the first person to try to make that awkward comparison, because I'm pretty sure at the time that the Matrix came out, like Christians were trying to co-opt that for
I'm
their
sure.
own
Well, maybe just the
messaging
Bible
purposes.
is the terrible film, The Matrix. I don't know.
Maybe, but you got Neo as a Christ figure.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Anytime there's any kind of Messiah figure, Christians are really excited about it.
Well, we're
But
not
really
there yet. So
the third Matrix movie, The Matrix Unloaded. What was the name of the third
Reload.
one? I
No,
forget.
Revolutions. I just watched that one like
Revolutions.
2 days ago.
Well, that was the one that I thought was the most obviously trying to make a Christ figure out of Neo.
Oh, there's
They're like-
literally a section in the film when like he lights up and like is doing this, and
he's like in a cross
he's
position.
in a cross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, well,
Anyway.
don't go see that movie. I mean, y'all can if you want, but
Don't go and see it in the theaters that are still playing it. It's not
saying,
worth
like,
your $12.95.
No, it's on Netflix right now, all 3 of them for the 20th anniversary. So if you want to put yourself through that, go for it. But the first one really is the only one that's worth it. Anyways,
I
here,
actually kind of want to go watch that now. But
all right, we'll go for it. All right, where are we? Where are we?
8. Verse 8.
But if the man has no kinsman to whom restitution may be made for the guilt, the restitution for guilt which is made to Yahweh shall be the priest's, besides the ram of the atonement whereby atonement shall be made for him.
Okay, so the idea, if there wasn't a person who was wronged directly in this situation, then whatever they pay back, it goes to the priests.
Oh,
and to the
well,
temple.
geez, these priests are getting just so much money.
Well, it's kind of like the government, I suppose.
You mean all those
suppose,
taxes that I paid last year and the year before and
like
the year before?
taxes
Yeah.
and fees and all those things is basically what it is.
Yeah. And Amazon, by the way, paid nothing. So here we are. Anyways, yeah, it's horrifying. Every man's holy things shall be his, whatever any man gives the priest.
Wait, you skipped a verse.
Oh, crap.
Verse 9.
Every heave offering, oh, here we are again. Every heave offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they present to the priest, shall be his. All right.
The heave offerings
Are all
100%
the
go to
priests.
the priest.
Okay.
Okay.
Every
great.
man's holy things shall be his. Whatever any man gives to the priest, it shall be his. Yeah, that's also really easy to understand. They're saying, like, every man that's not a priest, all of his holy stuff is going to be his.
No, I think what it's saying is just, if you don't know who to pay back in this situation, pay a priest. Like, I think it's general rule of thumb. If you're feeling guilty, you did something wrong, you feel guilty, you need restitution, you're not sure how to do that.
Just give
pay
some
a
stuff to a
priest.
priest. You'll be good after that. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and tell them, if any man's wife goes astray, just randomly astray, just out there somewhere.
Like a stray cat. If you
Yeah.
start feeding her, she keeps coming around.
If any man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, and a man lies with her carnally, and it is hidden from the eyes of her husband, and is kept close, and she is defiled, and there is no witness against her, and she isn't taken in the act.
How many
a lot of
qualifiers?
It's a lot
So
of
many
qualifiers.
commas.
Okay.
Okay, so what have we got so far?
All right.
That it's like, okay, she goes astray, she's unfaithful with a dude.
She
who
has sex with him.
her, and the husband doesn't know, and it's kept a secret, and she's, I guess, defiled
Meaning
because
she-
she had sex with another man.
They did sex.
They
I
did.
think.
They
did the
definitely did
sex.
sex. And no one witnessed it, and
She isn't taken
She wasn't
in
caught.
the act.
She
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
caught.
Okay, that's what
Yes.
it means. I was like,
Okay, that's-
somebody grabs her in the act and takes her away.
Like, come here.
Yeah, I think
And she's like,
kind of that.
ah! Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And the spirit of jealousy comes on him, and he is jealous of the wife, and she is just defiled. Wait a minute, what? Wait,
And he is jealous if she
and
isn't.
he is jealous of his wife, and she is defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy comes on him, and he is jealous of his wife, and she isn't defiled. How can anyone understand this?
Jace, we
I'm
need
looking
the
up
power of the
translations.
message.
Okay, so
This is several verses, by the way. but-
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
I'm not
know.
even halfway done yet. Goodness.
okay, even though, and then, gosh, okay, wait, what verse is actually like the important one here?
I mean, not all
well-
of them, I guess, are kind of important. Go from 13 to
Yeah, 13 through 13 and 14.
13
it
and 14
seems.
because we're not at 15 yet.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look up instead of just my like one verse at a time thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually just gonna pull up the
Do it.
message
Yeah, do it.
wholesale. Wholesale the message here.
Uh-huh. So,
Where-
because I'm trying to figure out, like, is it okay? So,
Well,
if a man's wife, it's like if a man's wife has sex with another man and no one saw it and no one heard it and no one found out about it,
and
did
nobody
it
took her
actually
in the
happen?
act. What?
No, it's like, okay,
Does
if
it-
she
yeah.
has sex with another man, no one saw it, no one heard it, she doesn't confess, she wasn't caught in the act, it was kept a secret, and if then her husband has some kind of suspicion of jealousy, or it says if he's jealous, even if she didn't do it, because this whole she is defiled or she isn't defiled, that's where I'm getting thrown off. What are you
Yeah.
finding?
Yeah, I think you basically cracked it right there.
Oh, did I?
So here it is, starting from verse 12 in the message.
Okay.
So tell the people of Israel, say a man's wife goes off and has an affair.
Say this happens. Does it
Yeah.
literally say that?
Yes.
Say a man's wife. Okay, the message. Okay.
Say a man's wife goes off and has an affair, is unfaithful to him by sleeping with another man, but her husband knows nothing about it, even though she has defiled herself. And then, Even though there was no witness and she wasn't caught in the act, feelings of jealousy come over the husband and he suspects that his wife is impure. Even if she's innocent and his jealousy and suspicions are groundless, he is to take his wife to the priest.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, that's
Okay.
ridiculous.
That was all one sentence.
So
Well, I'm not
Okay.
there
Let's find
yet.
out what the priest is gonna
Yeah. So can I go on to 15?
prescribe.
May
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so where I was, and he is jealous of his wife, and she isn't defiled, then the man shall bring his wife to the priest, and shall bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil on it, nor put frankincense on it, for it is a meal offering of jealousy. Oh, wow. See, anytime like anyone gets jealous of anything, just grab some, what is this, barley meal
Barley.
and throw it at them and be like, here's a meal offering of jealousy. Okay, a meal offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to memory.
Huh.
I'm going to read you the Message's translation
why
of that.
don't
'cause I
you
think
do
it's
that?
interesting.
Why don't you do that?
So, because it's a grain offering for jealousy,
Uh-huh.
comma, a grain offering for bringing the guilt out into the open.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
Is
It's
he
like
is he going to do some sort of weird litmus test? Is this like throwing the witch into the pond to see if she floats or if she sinks?
Wait, would the witch
okay.
float or
Okay,
sink?
That's my suspicion. My suspicion is that it's about like trying to divine through some sort of weird means whether or not this woman is actually innocent or not. Because we're basing
I
it
think
on
we're
the
setting
premise.
up that.
Yeah, we're basing it on the premise of like no one actually knows. There's no
Right.
proof
Right.
either way. Well, there's no proof that she is guilty.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Yes, other than her husband feeling jealous all of a sudden.
This is very interesting. May I move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
The priest shall bring her near and set her before Yahweh. Wait, what? Like,
Probably
like
bring
is
her
Yahweh
to the
like
tent?
I guess.
Yahweh's gonna be
Yeah.
there? Wait, I thought that nobody could be around Yahweh, like even remotely near this guy.
This must be like, maybe this is just sort of nearby the Yahweh. You know, it it wouldn't be behind the tabernacle.
I mean,
like,
I thought that
behind
if
the
anyone
curtain.
Yeah.
like even went into the curtain like at all, that they would like turn to dust immediately.
Yeah, so they probably don't go all the way back there.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain they would not go all the way back there.
Okay, so will they set her before not Yahweh, but I'm assuming not too close. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is on the floor of the tabernacle the priest shall take and put it in the water.
Okay, so make a little mud, maybe, or
Okay.
maybe just some dirty water.
Ew.
Some dust, I think.
Ew.
Yeah.
What? The priest shall set the woman before Yahweh and let the hair of the woman's head go loose. So he like plucks a little strand of land.
No, I think
Oh.
he just pulls it down, like
Oh,
you know,
Like
it's
it
up
was,
in a
in a,
bun.
it was up in
Oh.
an updo.
Oh, I
And-
see. And then he's like, no, let your
Okay.
hair down, Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Okay, and put the meal offering of memorial in her hands, which is the meal offering of jealousy.
This
It
is a whole elaborate dance. I've
Okay.
never heard of
Okay,
this before.
so she's there. He lets her hair down, and then into her hands puts the
The
barley
barley.
flour,
Yes.
which is an offering of jealousy that has no oil or incense in it. Okay, go on.
Her hair is down. He's made some dirty water.
I'm acting this out
just
here. I'm trying
for
to
just for
understand
fun.
it.
He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna put some of this stuff in here. Okay, the priest shall cause her to swear, like be like, shit.
Wait, no, you skipped a part. You skipped a part.
shit.
Go
Okay.
back. Go back.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So the woman's hair go loose, and put the meal offering of memorial in her hands, which is a meal offering of jealousy. The priest shall have in his hand the water of bitterness that brings a curse.
I'm assuming that's the water that he made.
The
with
dirty
the
water?
dust?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm assuming it would be better if you tasted it. Ew.
probably.
So, okay, this curse, the priest shall cause her to swear, crap, and she'll tell the woman, if no man has lain with you, and if you haven't gone aside to uncleanliness, being under your husband, be free from this water of bitterness that brings a curse.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Keep going. Keep going. He's still speaking.
But if you have gone astray, being under your husband, and if you are defiled, and some man has lain with you besides your husband, then the priest shall cause the woman to swear with the oath of cursing, and the priest shall tell the woman, Yahweh makes you a curse and an oath among your people. When Yahweh allows your thigh to fall away and your body to swell, and this water that brings a curse will go into your bowels and make your body swell and your thigh fall away. And the woman shall say, Amen, amen. I can't even right now, y'all. Like, I don't even.
This is so confusing.
Hang on. Okay. This is what I think is happening.
She's going to birth a baby of.
No.
It does sound like pregnancy.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah, it does
Listen
to
to
me.
me.
But Dedeker's like, no.
Listen to me, because I invite you to recall in our bonus episode last week, we talked about theories that the Ark of the Covenant was actually a weapon of mass destruction.
Okay.
And
what does that have to do with
could,
anything?
in theory, okay, he takes the dust from the floor of the tabernacle, radioactive fallout,
Like
puts
Chernobyl,
it into a
which
jar
I'm
of
watching
water.
right now.
Yes, I think this idea of like your body falling apart and swelling, that sounds like potentially radiation poisoning to me.
Wait, is this really where you went with this?
This is where I'm going, and I have
expect you to
zero
go this way.
regrets. Okay, like because what else
Dedeker's
could
just
it
like,
be?
obviously, this is what this says.
Well, okay, fine. That's extreme. Let me try to think of like a less extreme version. Is like I put some dirt with all this animal blood and crap in it and put it into this water, and the idea being that it's like, well, if you're innocent, you'll like drink this water and everything will be fine, and if you're not innocent, you'll drink this water and everything will be terrible for you.
See,
Jace, you look like you're
obviously
gone and not listening, and that you're very deeply entrenched in something over there.
you
I'm trying to understand what's happening.
You
here.
obviously haven't watched Game of Thrones, because where my mind goes is like Melisandre's like smoke demon child baby.
the smoke baby.
Correct. And
Got it.
like she drinks this thing, and if she didn't have an affair, then she's fine. But if she did, then she births a smoke baby of or whatever, like some sort of baby.
Some kind of demon baby.
Yeah, some sort of demon baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep reading.
Yeah, let's keep going. I think this is going to go all the way to the end of this chapter.
Cool. I mean,
So
this is not where I expected this stuff to go.
No.
There are no numbers to be heard here.
I have never heard this story.
Really?
or this
Well,
never
of
law
course you all
ever
haven't.
in
Who
my
would
life.
tell you this, you young Christian children? Nobody.
Really odd.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
All right. The priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out into the water of bitterness. He shall make the woman drink the water of bitterness that causes the curse, and the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Okay. The priest shall take the meal offering of jealousy out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the meal offering before Yahweh and bring it to the altar. The priest shall take a handful of the meal offering as the memorial of it and burn it on the altar, and afterward shall make the woman drink the water. Like drink more of the water?
I guess so.
yeah.
Okay. When he has made her drink the water, then it shall happen, and if she is defiled and has committed a trespass against her husband, that the water that causes the curse will enter into her and become bitter, and her body will swell, and her thigh will fall away, and the woman will be a curse among her people. Like, will her thigh literally, like, fall away?
Okay, I think by thigh they actually mean genitals, because we've come across that before in this book. That thigh is like the euphemism for genitals.
In the Message, it translates it as her womb.
Oh,
That's
okay.
also
Not her genital,
horrifying.
but related.
Her
yeah.
womb is just going to, like, fall out?
That happens to people.
Well, it's saying
Called
that
prolapse.
her belly will swell and her womb shrivel, is what the Message says.
Okay. Well, that's
So
a
kind
little
of a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the woman isn't defiled but is clean, then she shall be free and shall conceive seed. See?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is the law of jealousy. When a wife being under her husband goes astray and is defiled, or when the spirit of jealousy comes on a man and he is jealous of his wife, then he shall set the woman before Yahweh, and the priest shall execute on her all this law. The man shall be free from iniquity, and the woman shall bear his iniquity. Surprise, surprise.
This is effed up.
This is super messed up.
Yeah, I mean,
And totally, and like 100% witchcraft.
Yes, no,
Let's
okay.
be clear
First of
on
all,
that, too.
it is witchcraft.
Yeah,
It
we
is
are like
the
doing some
precedent.
spells and shit. Like,
We're
what?
doing
Seriously.
some spells or something, and this is like purely, oh my goodness, this is purely like, I can't imagine how many innocent women maybe died from whatever this was that
From
they
whatever,
did to
like-
her,
like
or
dirt
gave to
water
her,
they gave
or like
her.
forced her to drink.
It
like,
seems like it doesn't kill her, it just makes her infertile.
Well, that's
does some
also
damage
awful.
on the inside.
that's still a problem.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
There are this entire chapter is a problem.
but it's purely like, again, it's purely just if the husband is jealous of something that he gets to bring her in and force her to do this thing.
I want to know
Yeah.
like how Christians or just how like people in general what they think of when they look at this at this text at what just happened. Are they like, yeah, or are they like, this is horrifying, or is somewhere in between? I don't know. I want to know.
Well, I'm sure it's the whole spectrum. It's got to be.
Well, this is something that's good for bonus content because I know definitely what I want to do is immediately Google it and be like, what are Christians saying about this part of the Bible? Like,
Right.
what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, as the two of you have never heard of this before ever, which honestly is not a thing that happens that often when reading this. Like,
Yeah,
usually
never.
you
This
two
is-
are like, oh yeah, I've heard a little bit about that, or I've like come across that maybe once upon a time, but
Never
Right.
once.
never
totally new to
once.
me.
Exactly.
Had
Yeah.
no idea that this was a thing that existed or that people did.
Those people
Like-
that I know that have said like, yeah, I've read the whole Bible. I want to be like, oh yeah, how about Numbers 5? Like, can we talk
How about the
that
law
right now?
of jealousy? Do you remember that?
Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
about that? Like, what are your thoughts?
This feels like a passage. I think I've talked about this on this show before, but there's a YouTube video of these people who go around, like they take a Bible and they put a fake book cover on it that says the Quran, and they go around reading passages of it to people and being like, what do you think about this? And people being like, oh my God, like Islam is so violent and like so terrible.
And you're like,
Muslims are just like,
And they
believe
treat
such,
women so
they
badly
treat women so
and-
terribly.
yeah.
Muslims like preach such hateful things. And they're like, actually, this is from the Bible.
Yep.
So
Yep,
this
it
feels
is.
like a perfect passage for something like that. Like if you just took out the Yahweh, like it feels like the kind of thing where it's like people think that the Bible is this like great, amazing book that doesn't say anything terrible about women, or at least better compared to the Quran, when it's like, really,
No, they're all
really
pretty messed
not.
up.
Really
Yeah.
not. All right, number 6. I hope it's not more about murdering women. Okay.
Hopefully not.
Well, now was
Yep.
it? She didn't die, right? It was just kind of about like, you know, severely impacting and hurting
Just
a woman.
make the rest of her life miserable.
Yeah,
that's
you know,
all.
no problem.
That's it,
But she's
you know?
alive.
It's kind of like modern day abortion law. Anyway, Yahweh spoke to Moses saying, speak to the children of Israel and tell them, when either man or woman shall make a special vow, the vow of a Nazirite, that thing that you all know.
Yeah, I was like, who's
What it
that?
is.
Who's a Nazarite? Wait,
I-
weren't you a Nazarene, Dedeker?
I was a Nazarene, but that's different.
That's different than a Nazarite?
Nazarene is based on Nazareth, Jesus of Nazareth, which is a place, which is a city.
Well,
Okay, so a Nazirite is an Israelite consecrated to the service of God.
it sounds
okay.
like the
So
same
I think
thing.
this is, well, it's kind of like we covered before about when people pledge
Give up
themselves
their-
or
their
like
kiddos.
sell their child to the priesthood.
Yeah.
That's becoming a Nazirite, I guess. So this is when someone does that and takes the vow of
Okay.
joining the priesthood
Oh,
All
I
right,
see.
so
or serving the priesthood, not
So-
becoming a priest, but serving.
it seems like also women can do this too, I
Oh.
suppose.
oh yeah,
what they're
man or
implying.
woman,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So they make a special vow, the vow of a Nazirite, separate himself to Yahweh. He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink. So, not us. He shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of fermented drink. Neither shall he drink any juice of grapes, nor eat fresh grapes or dried
What?
cheese. So it's a
They're not
no
gonna
grape
get you-
policy.
They're not going to freaking just random grapes are not going to get you drunk. Like, calm down, God.
all the days of his separation, he shall eat nothing that is made of the grapevine, from the seeds even to the skin. So no
Okay.
dolma, I guess.
We get it.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
He's like, it's really funny. I thought it was going to be more about like all the different kinds of alcohol, and it's just no, it's grapes. Grapes are the problem. Keep him away from grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All the days of his vow of separation, there shall no razor come on his head, until the days are fulfilled, in which he separates himself to Yahweh. He shall be holy. He shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow long.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh.
This
Yeah,
is like
all
a,
right.
a Gandalf vibe here, you know?
Well, that's the hair of his head, not necessarily the hair of his beard.
Well, a razor
did
at all
clarify.
come on his head, like your face and your beard are also part of your head.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I wonder
That's
actually
true.
if that
Okay.
does count as your head in this case.
So he's
yeah.
going to let everything grow
long,
out.
Long beard and hair. Great.
Okay. All the days that he separates himself to Yahweh, he shall not go near a dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, or for his brother, or for his sister when they die, because his separation to God is on his head. So even when your family dies, you can't do anything to handle their dead bodies.
What if
Right.
somebody dies next to you and you wake up and you're like, crap, I'm
Yeah,
near
I
a dead
mean,
body.
I hope there's a section where Yahweh explains what to do in that case.
And you get up very slowly and run and grab someone and you're like, I'm sorry, you have to deal with this. Figure it out.
Basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All the days of his separation, he is holy to Yahweh. If any man dies very suddenly besides him,
oh my gosh,
goodness.
wow. Perfect.
Your prayers were answered, Emily.
Holy
Wow,
cow.
I
A
am
drunk
I
Bible
freaking
study
am
miracle,
psychic,
y'all.
okay? I'm psychic about the Bible at this point.
And you didn't read ahead? You
no,
didn't cheat
I didn't
or
read
anything?
ahead. I don't know. I just was like,
Oh my
here's a
goodness.
theoretical like thing that could happen.
Wow. Well,
Well
Lord
done, Emily.
works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
If any man dies very suddenly beside him, and he defiles the head of his separation, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. Oof.
Okay.
On the seventh day he shall shave it.
Why did you say oof there?
She doesn't like the
Seems so
idea.
serious.
She doesn't like the idea.
Well,
of-
think about this lifetime of growing out your hair.
I
And
see,
then
and you've
you-
become very attached to it.
Yes, and then you wake.
Okay.
And you're
I was
like-
putting myself in the situation.
It's like G.I.
Okay.
Jane. It's like Demi Moore like shaving her head in G.I. Jane. It's like that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It's just being empathetic is all.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
On the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tent of meeting. The priest shall offer one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make atonement for him, because he sinned by reason of the dead, and shall make his head holy that same day.
I mean, it's not even his fault. Somebody just decided to die next to him, and he's like, "Well,
Well,
I
but
sinned."
it's also not your fault if a dead lizard falls into like one of your pots
You're
at home.
I
You still
agree
gotta-
with you. I agree.
It's not your
It's not
fault.
about fault, it's about cleanliness.
It's about cleanliness,
In the ritual
yeah.
sense and not in
Okay.
an actual physical
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
He shall separate to Yahweh the days of his separation, and shall bring a male lamb a year old for a trespass offering. But the former days shall be void, because his separation was defiled. That's interesting. So it's like everything before that is canceled out. It doesn't count for your time. That
So
you
then
spent.
he's got to do all that time again. He's got to serve his time
Yeah.
again. Well,
Suppose so.
gosh, I would just like never let anyone near me, basically. I would be like, listen, you know, if you had a wife or something or whatever, you'd be like,
Talk about some
get outta here.
relationship baggage. Like,
Obviously, yeah.
like some attachment baggage for sure. It's like, I'm afraid you might die next
Yeah, so
to me.
please get out of here.
So I just don't think I'm in the right place to get into a relationship right now.
Yeah, I've got like 1 week left in my service, and I just can't.
And if
risk
you
that.
die, I
Yeah.
really can't. Okay, I can't do this
Yeah.
again.
Okay, this is the law of the Nazirite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought to the door of the tent of meeting, and he shall offer his offering to Yahweh, 1 male lamb a year old without blemish for a burnt offering, and 1 ewe lamb a year old without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for peace offerings.
What's the
And a
difference?
basket of unleavened bread,
Of course.
cakes of fine flour mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and their meal offering and their drink offering. So he just brings a freaking
Huge feast.
smorgasbord.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difference between a regular male lamb and 1 ewe lamb?
You as a lady lamb.
Oh,
The girl lamb.
why can't they just
Yeah.
say that? Why do they have to say a ewe?
Because that's the word for a female lamb.
So it's like
Or a female sheep is a ewe.
a ewe. Cute.
The priest shall present them before Yahweh, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. He shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings to Yahweh, with the basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also its meal offering and its drink offering. The Nazirite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tent of meeting, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it on the fire, which is under the sacrifice of peace offerings.
Whoa, he's gonna
This is
burn
when he's
his
done
hair.
his time.
Yeah, when you've
When you've
finished your
completed.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
either way, you're gonna shave your head, And then you're going to
Yeah.
burn your
Basically.
hair and it's going to smell terrible.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you're also like burning a sheep at the same time.
Yeah,
so it's
I
probably
hear
going to get all
you.
blended together.
Yeah.
The priest shall take the boiled shoulder of the ram. When did we boil it?
I
Yeah,
don't know. And
When did that happen?
just like make sure that you like shore off the shoulder and keep it to boil it and then
And
do
when
something
does
with
it turn
it.
into a freaking cooking show here? Okay, and 1 unleavened cake out of the basket and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall put them on the hands of the Nazirite.
The Nazarites like hands are just like out and the back of your hand is turned up.
Yes.
And they're like,
Yeah.
here, I'm gonna delicately like balance these wafers upon your hands.
And this boiled ram shoulder.
Yeah.
I think of that trick that you're supposed to play on someone in a bar where you're supposed to be like, here, I'm going to show you a magic trick. And you're like, here, we'll take out $5 and like put it on the table. And they take out $5 and put it on the table. And they're like, okay, put your hands on the table. And like, okay, I'm going to try to carefully balance like both of these glasses on the backs of your hands. And then you just like take the money and run.
Jeez.
That's what I envision is he's
That's
just like, here's this boiled ram
terrible.
shoulder, kabum, on top of both of your hands.
I've never heard that before.
No, I haven't heard that one before.
Well, I guess I can't pull that trick on you anymore.
Thank
Dang it, I can't
goodness.
steal your $5. Okay, so he balances all these things on the hands of the Nazirite after he has shaved the head of his separation, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Yahweh. This is holy for the priest, together with the bread that is waved and the thigh.
The breast.
The
that is
breast.
waved.
Yeah.
Together
come on.
with the breast
We're
that is
grabbing
waved
a
and-
breast and we're gonna wave it about. Okay.
And the thigh that is offered. After that, the Nazirite may drink wine.
Sweet.
Great. Wow.
That's the real reward at the
Jeez.
end.
Yeah, they're like off of alcohol for this amount of time, and then they're like, "Oh, thank God, I can drink
That's the
again."
if then. If you bring all these things, your quest reward is being able to drink wine or touch grapes at all, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Look at grapes at all.
He's like, finally, I can pack some raisins in my lunch. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the law of the Nazirite who vows, and of his offering to Yahweh for his separation, besides that which he is able to get. What?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it really doesn't.
Okay. According to his vow which he vows, so he must do after the law of his separation. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his son, saying, This is how you shall bless the children of Israel. You shall tell them, Yahweh bless you and keep you. Yahweh make his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. Yahweh lift up his face toward you and give you peace. So they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I will bless them. So that's like the standard text of a blessing from the priest.
Like
Right.
the Lord bless you and keep you.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
face is
that's,
shining on you and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah, in the message, it's God smile on you and gift you.
Oh.
Gift
God
you
look
what?
you in the face. God look you in the face
Oh.
and make you prosper.
Oh.
Not to be confused with God shall set his face toward you or what
or
on
against
you or
you.
against you. That's what it was. Wow.
Okay, that was a lot. How many of these numbers are there?
That is a good question. How many chapters are there in Numbers?
Let me check. There are quite a few. There are 36.
Whoa.
Okay.
And we just finished 6.
Oh boy. All
So
right.
yeah, we got a bit to go.
We got
As I
30
said,
more.
next week is only one chapter, but
it's 7, of course. Lucky number 7. It's
Lucky
the
number
day
7.
of
It's
rest.
almost 90 verses long.
That's
Well,
Yeah, although here's a fun little teaser for you. So because we're doing this chronological reading plan, we're going to, I guess in 3 episodes from now, in episode 60, we're going to read one psalm.
really?
Or like one,
a single
yeah, we're going to read
psalm?
a single psalm, which somehow is related to that
connects.
period in time.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it's like the Psalm references what happens at that particular part of Leviticus. Probably.
We're not in
Numbers.
Leviticus anymore.
Dang it. The Psalm
That is
references
done and
what
gone.
happened in that
Yeah.
particular part of Numbers or something.
Yeah, it must be. But anyway, yeah, it's the only one. And then when we read Deuteronomy next, there'll be one episode of Deuteronomy that has one psalm in it as well.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
All
So
these
we
little
just-
Psalm cameos.
Yeah, just one little psalm cameo in Numbers and one in Deuteronomy. And then we're going to be finished with the Torah, which is
Okay.
cool.
And then
Wow.
what? After the Torah, then what? Is it?
Then we move on to other books.
To the
It's like-
Judges.
Joshua actually will
Yes,
be
but
next.
Oh,
I
Joshua.
think that section is called the Judges.
Oh, I see.
Wait, is
Yeah.
Joshua a judge?
I think he becomes a judge.
Judgy
Judge?
Joshua.
His
Judge
Judge Josh
Joshua.
is the thing.
That's it. Yeah, I see
Judge
that TV
Judy
show.
and Judge
Josh.
Joshua and Judge Jeremiah.
Okay,
Right.
we need to move on to the bonus content because I have to get to the bottom of what the heck is going on with this like whole jealousy
This
thing
Yeah.
test, like witchcraft, and also maybe she's a witch kind of test that they're putting women through at this time.
Yeah, you might be a witch if
Yeah.
that kind of a.
It's like a Cosmo quiz. Like, check A or
yeah.
B. If you get more A's, then yes, you are a witch. If you get more B's, then you're let off the hook, and you
If
will.
you get more A's, yes, your husband is a jealous ass. If you get more B's, you're probably going to die anyway.
so sorry,
dear.
awkward. Anyways, thank you all for sharing this really interesting section of numbers with us. At least it was very fun to read, and there was a lot of action, and there was a lot of questioning. So I'm sure that next time we'll get even more of that. So we'll see you then.
Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including bonus episodes, new series, guest interviews, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email at info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the Book of Numbers is Motivator by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.